There's Lenore. Hi, welcome, Lenore. Thanks for coming. Oh, she's muted. All right. Thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate it. This particular meditation with water is it's just something that's really dear to my heart. I have really been blessed and have had the opportunity to pray behind water and ceremony, and um, it's just kind of changed my life, really having a deeper connection to it and a different appreciation to it, and not taking it for granted. Uh, all right. I think it might just be the four of us. So I'm just going to go ahead and start. I know that a couple of you weren't feeling well, so I'm probably just going to say a few things and then we'll go ahead and do the meditation. If you do want to go ahead, if you do have a smudge and you want to smudge your space, you can. Otherwise, I have one for all of us. I'm going to sage here. And that's just for protection, good vibes, good healing. So I wanted to talk a little bit about water and also the moon, because they both reflect back to us. And tomorrow is the full flower moon of May, moon in Scorpio. And I think tomorrow is going to be a really beautiful day. But when we pay attention to, obviously, time is linear in some ways, we see ourselves aging. I can see like my gray hairs and all of that. I'm definitely getting older. There's no doubt about that. But within linear time, there's also cyclical time. And when we can pay attention to the cycles of the moon and the seasons, um, it invites an opportunity for us to kind of keep going deeper and deeper within. And it gives us an opportunity to start over again. So, like with each sunrise, it's a new day. Each full moon, we can think about the things that we're grateful for that have happened in the month. And even though right now there's a lot of hardship, there are things that we're being you know confronted with, that and finding deeper appreciation for, like, our families and the things that we do have. So on the full moon, it's a nice time to kind of think about the things that you want to shine light on, the things that you want to give thanks for, the things that you want the light to kind of reflect and to grow. Um, so if you have some water, you can hold it, or you can, hold it in your hand. I'm going to say a prayer. So last week, and the last session, I invited people to bring a seed to plant in the earth. And if you don't have one, or, right now, it's fine. Just thinking about it as a metaphor. So, I use the seed as a metaphor for possibility, the potential of growth and our own spiritual growth, and the possibility of turning into something beautiful and turning into medicine. And a seed on its own just remains a seed unless it has some earth. But when you put it in earth, it still can't grow unless you have water. So water truly is life. It was our very first medicine, and each and every one of us started out in the womb surrounded by water. And so, no matter where we are on our path, no matter what our healing that we need, every single human being, every single living being, every single plant has a connection with water as life. And when my son Kai for a while was not growing very well. He went on growth hormones, and my elder friend, Jake, said, "Well, does he drink water?" And I thought about it. I'm like, "No, he actually doesn't drink a lot of water." He's like, "Well, start there." And it's true. Water helps us grow. It purifies us. It's just the most beautiful element. So just taking the water in your hand if you have some. I just want to say too that I have a lot of different uh, prayer tools and things that I like to make altars, and um, I have my pipe and I have all these things, but none of that is necessary to pray. None of it's necessary to make offering. The only thing that we need to pray and our is our voice and our heart. And anybody can have a conversation and give gratitude to water. It is nice if we have, sometimes to make intention to go to a spring, or to, if we have like some lavender or something that's biodegradable, to make offering to water is a very beautiful thing. And it can be also very powerful. But truly, all we need is it's our hearts and our minds and our voice. And I do believe that water has a divine intelligence. So if you think about, there's a Japanese scientist, I wrote his name down, Masaru Emoto, and he did the studies where he put the words love and hate and all different kinds. And then he took a microscope and looked at the molecules of the water, and the ones that had love or strength or wisdom and words like that were these beautiful crystalline um, images, and the one with hate or negative words were kind of like chaotic looking. Um, and then think about how much of our blood, how much we really are made up of water. So if we think about our own thoughts and how we talk to ourselves as well, and just thinking about Emoto and that study that he did, our thoughts are going to affect our internal state as well. So it's important to kind of love ourselves and think about ourselves as water and see that element kind of mirrored within us. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just say a little quick prayer here. Um, so just holding my water in my hand, and I want to say thank you so much, blessed Creator, blessed Mother Earth, for this element. So grateful for the beauty of the rivers and the streams and the brooks and the rain, the dew, um, all of the forms that water takes, all the beauty that it's brought into our lives. And really want to say on behalf of myself and all humans, all the times that we've knowingly or unknowingly harmed this element, that we're sorry. And that there are people that are fighting for their health right now, and there are people that are fighting to protect this element. And it's so precious. And we really ask that you can help us find our way to protect this element so that life can continue on this planet. Bless each and every one of those people that are standing on the front lines. Bless the indigenous people. Bless each and every one of us, really, but especially the ones who can see the value of this precious resource and who are giving their lives to protect it. Bless all the life in the waters, all the women that are carrying life right now. It must be hard and a challenging time for them to think about bringing their babies into such uncertainty. And sometimes, their husbands might not be able to come into the delivery room and all of those things. Bless those babies and the water within their womb. Bless our tears. Bless, our the emotions that we have, that you gave us, Creator, that we're able to express ourselves with, our laughter and our tears, especially, um, to show that we love. Um, bless each and every one of us. And a lot of us in the circle too might be going through some personal struggles, and with this COVID, and the ones that we love are going through some personal struggles. And we ask that when they take that water to their lips, and that beautiful liquid medicine that you put here on this earth to help purify us, that they can get some healing. Aho. All right. Thank you. So, before we do our meditation, this is optional as always, of course. So, because I teach yoga, I like to always just give a little exercise. And, for these meditations, if there's like one thing that you hear, or that kind of, um, you can connect with, and you adopt that, that's great. And if you can get one good habit. So pranayama in yoga is like really the doorway into our inner self, and our soul is really, the breath is just so powerful. And so there's all kinds of different breathing practices. The one that I wanted you to try on, and I have you muted right now, but it's called Ujjayi breathing. And so it's kind of like this sound, it's sort of like incorporating the sound of the ocean with your breath. And how you do that, it's the same deep breathing that we've done before, but you kind of put a little bit of a focus on the back of your throat. So when you inhale, you expand your abdomen, your rib cage, and your upper chest. And then when you exhale, you bring the upper chest, the rib cage, and the abdomen in towards your belly button. But I'm going to, maybe the microphone will pick it up. I'll demonstrate what it sounds like. You can do a few more of those Ujjayi breaths. You can close the eyes. It kind of helps to bring the focus inward, and try to keep the inhalation and the exhalation equal. And then you can just allow the breath to come back to normal. Before we do the meditation, I do just want to say a little bit more about water. And, I've been in quarantine now, we all have, for almost 2 months, month and a half at least. And I've always wanted to become one of those people that has a pet hummingbird, where I hold out my hand and it lands on my finger. And I'm like, well, maybe I can practice that. But I decided that maybe that's, I don't know, maybe not quite yet. But I've been noticing the bird life, and it's so amazing. But we actually can use our time right now, in churches, when you go in, and there's the holy water at Catholic churches, and people bless themselves. And there's the book, which I highly recommend, Braiding Sweetgrass, about the botanist Kimmerer, Robin Kimmerer, I think is her name. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but she was a scientist. And she had this polluted swamp that she loved, and that had a lot of meaning to her. And solely on her own, by her own volition and will, she brought this swamp sort of back to life, back to a healthy biome. And there's so many examples of people that are doing those kinds of things. We lost one of the 13 indigenous grandmothers last year, grandmother Agnes Baker Pilgrim. But she also brought back in a river salmon that fed her people for so many years, that had been depleted, and like the rivers had been blocked and dammed and poisoned even. And just by her good thought, she gathered people and started to pray and talk to that water, and had the salmon actually came back. She just passed, may she rest in peace. But so, maybe we can just find a pet hummingbird. I don't know, but we certainly can use some of our day, some of the time in the day, to heal ourselves through the water. And I've said this before, but every morning, if we can just say thank you, and that's just the easiest the shortest, easiest prayer that there is, right? Thank you. So, because the water, once we start to put our focus on our gratitude and our appreciation for the water, it can interact with us as well. And and I feel like it's almost like it's saying thank you to us as well by helping to purify us. Okay, so if you want to do this before we meditate, we do the breathing. You don't have to do this if you're comfortable. But one more thing, because the full moon is tomorrow. This is an actual yoga pose. I'll demonstrate. You can do it or not, or you can just watch. And then tomorrow, if you're feeling kind of like you want to get your yayas out and nobody's looking, and probably there's no men around, and you want to do this, you can. But the goddess pose is a yoga pose, and all it is you bend your knees, and you bend your arms, and then you tuck in your pelvis, and then you close your eyes and you imagine something that you like, a project or an idea, or just have a positive self-image vision, something you want to give birth to. The goddess pose. And then after you've done that, you can kind of just put your hands on your hips and just do a little rotation, because the second chakra is, it's believed that it's below your belly button and in your hips, and that's where we store our emotion. And then you can just shake that out. And then we're gonna go ahead and get comfortable. So you can go ahead and find your meditative pose. On my altar today, I brought my heron wand, which heron, if anybody's been able to observe them, are really patient. They can stand for hours just waiting, wading and waiting for food. And they're such beautiful. I love any of those, like heron and crane. So just inviting that kind of slow, patient energy in. You can find your feet rooted on the ground. You can lay down. If you're laying down and you want to keep the spine straight so that the energy is flowing freely. I'm actually going to just drink a little bit of water for just a second. So you can even do the Ujjayi breath that you were doing before with the sound of the ocean, or you can breathe, just bring your focus onto your breath. And then as you inhale, you're feeling your body begin to relax. And then as you exhale, your body is also relaxing. And you're welcoming in healing. You're welcoming in the connection that water has to your healing, flowing through your blood. Inhaling, asking the the blood that's circulating through your body to kind of mirror the healing waters of the blood of Mother Earth. Inhaling, deepening your relaxation. Exhaling. For this meditation, we're going to call in the ancient matriarch, the whale. She's been swimming in the ocean since the beginning of time. And she carries the songs of healing. Some of the two-leggeds forgot to remember how to listen to those songs, but she still sings them and they're still to be heard, and they still have their healing powers. So in your imagination, you can invite the whale to carry you. You can use the medicine and know that you're safe and protected and you're able to breathe under the water as you first did in the womb. And the whale is massive, massive, massive mammal. You can feel that power of her wisdom and her love. And this whale has a specific ability, this one in particular that we're asking to work with us right now. She has a deep connection to Grandmother Moon. The whale is able to swim all the way through the ocean floor, and find its way to deposit you all the way up to the moon. So you find yourself now walking on the moon. You're just wandering around now by yourself, investigating, curious, looking at the craters, maybe touching the soil on the moon, comparing it to the soil from Earth. And as you walk upon the moon, you feel a deep presence, something even more ancient than the whale medicine, something even more wise than the whale. Something that's calling you from deep, deep, deep inside of yourself and your soul. There's an ancient goddess there on the moon. Great, 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 great grandmother. She's loved you since the day before you were even born. She's always loved you. She welcomes you sit upon her lap. She caresses your hair. And she shows you the moon. She shows you that there's a light side and a dark side. And there will always be a light side and a dark side. But she reminds you that it's up to you which side of the moon you're going to walk upon. That the light cannot exist without the darkness. That the darkness cannot exist without the light. That they're equal. That sometimes there's hardships that we go through. Sometimes there's darkness. There's fear. But Grandmother Moon, this goddess of the moon, gives you, she anoints you, really, rather, she anoints you with this healing water of the moon. So that you can be strong and survive those dark places and those shadows. Because once we're able to go through the shadows and go through the darkness, the light shines even brighter for us. And then we can take that light and we can go back and we can pick up the hand, grab the hand of somebody else that's in the dark and help them out because we found our way. So the cycles also, she shows you the cycles. She shows you the new moon when you were just born. She shows you the full moon, the middle of your life. And she shows you the beauty of also the waning moon. You start to walk on the second half of your life. And there's still so much light and so much beauty to be found there. Not only does she anoint you with her holy water, she gives you a cup of it to drink. You feel that this liquid medicine is quenching this thirst that you've had that you didn't even know existed. This thirst for knowing, this first thirst for your inner wisdom. It's like she's replacing your connection to your intuition. She's polishing it off so that you now can listen to it and trust it wholeheartedly, given to you by the most ancient, wise grandmother. And so as you drink the water, you start to merge with the element itself, becoming water yourself. And again, you realize there's another cycle. You can experience yourself as the water falling down a waterfall, cascading, falling down from the heavens in a snowdrop, snowflake. Feeling yourself as the morning dew on the flowers and the grass in the morning. maybe even just that female, feminine mist, that light, faint mist. Feel yourself flowing. Maybe feeling yourself evaporating and continuing to be reborn through the rain. Acknowledging once again the teachings that life is cyclical. You can experience yourself as the rain at the highest mountain, snow on the highest mountaintop. Tracking that rain down as it starts to melt down the mountain, down through the valleys, down into the villages, down all the way even into the gutter. And as you know that the rain has been everywhere from the highest mountain peaks to the lowest gutters, that she's experienced all sides of life. And so she carries compassion for us. She carries love for her children, love for us in a way like no other. Because she knows she's been there, she's been everywhere. And through that rain, through that water, in your imagination, in your meditation, you can allow yourself to become the weeping woman or the tears. And all the tears that we weren't allowed to shed, the generations before us that they weren't allowed to shed for fear of becoming grief-stricken, for fear of being judged. Allow the weeping woman to cry those tears for us. Cry the tears for the past generations, the ones that dreamed us into being. All the heartache and all the pain and all the loss of life, all the struggles, so much more than what we're going through now that we can't really even imagine. And allow those tears to flow freely. And then they start to form a pool at your feet. And then as you look into the pool, you can see your reflection and how beautiful you are, and how those tears have washed away all the pain so that you can be the healer in your lineage for your family. And as you look at your reflection in the pool of water, you really realize that we have all been paid for. We have all suffered enough. And that through loving the water, through finding our hearts and our courage and our bravery to pray for the elements that God has given us, to speak up for one another, to speak up for our planet Earth, that things can be better for our children and for our future generations. And then you realize as you're looking into this pool, seeing yourself reflected there, that really, rather than fear being grief-stricken and fear allowing our tears to flow, that when we can give way to our emotions, we're opening doorways to incredible amounts of creativity. Within this healing from Grandmother Moon, from the whale medicine, from merging with the water, from becoming the weeping woman, already the healing that's being provided for us right now. We can invite that healing, that seed that's inside of us that now has been watered, to turn into something positive, to turn into something, to feed the creativity that lies within our souls. As you look into that pool of water, you can see that the tears that you have cried have turned into beautiful crystals, diamonds maybe. And so you gather them up. You realize that Grandmother Moon gave you a really special medicine bag made just for you. So you can put your little tear gemstones into your medicine bag. And like the indigenous people before us, like our ancestors before us, can carry those tears just like they've carried their scars and their wounds, and find a way to create beauty out of that. Find a way to look inside yourself and find empathy for other people because of the things that you've gone through. So I'm gonna just drum for about 3 more minutes. You can call in your allies. Maybe there's an animal that makes you think about water. We mentioned the heron, the whale, the frogs, different fish. Dolphin is a really beautiful animal to engage with. I'm just going to allow you to listen to the drum beat a few more minutes. Allowing the meditation and the water inside of your body to purify. If the holy people can bless water, if the grandmothers can bring the salmon back, and there are people that can bring back polluted waters, that if we can just tell ourselves tell the water that's in our blood that we love it, that we're grateful for it. Ask it to help aid in our healing, into our heads to relieve any of the pressure from headaches, into our joints, the knees, especially into the hips. There's a belief that the hips carry, because they're in that second chakra, Svadhisthana, one's own place, that they carry our hidden emotions, the things that we haven't had time to grieve. So you can allow the water in your hips, the blood circulating in your hips, to open up any blockages again there. Even bringing your mind and your breath to the hip area a little bit. And then the water that's in our blood circulating through our heart, allowing that to, allowing the heartbeat like the drum to flow freely and openly. Let our hearts be open. You can stay laying down. You can stay in your meditation if you'd like. Just taking a moment to, as I was saying, all water is connected, right? So there's one ocean. All the rivers and, water finds its way to the ocean, and water has that divine intelligence which allows it to speak kind of to other waters in a way. Maybe when I say speak, the way of water, like if you think about babbling brooks and the sound of waterfall and the sounds that it makes, and maybe its communication is a little bit different than our verbal language. But if water could kind of commune to all the waters of the world, maybe we can think about the healing that giving ourselves some space and some time to close our eyes and to go inward and think about, things that we don't think about very often, but just how what a miracle it is that our blood is circulating right now, and that our hearts are beating, and that the water that has been on this earth is the same water that's always been here. It's really a beautiful, miraculous element, and perhaps the healing that we're experiencing by putting aside the time for ourselves to do so, because our intentions are so powerful that perhaps the ones that they might not have access to guided meditations, or um, you know or to different types of healings. They might just not have somebody to help show them the way. And there's so many different modalities and so many different um, types of healing, but perhaps through our own healing right now, and our intention to have gratitude for the water, that can somehow touch somebody else that might not have that access. Just holding the people. We all have the people that we really love and that we want to pray for, of course, our elders and the people that we know. But maybe beyond that, through this water, we can reach. Maybe there's somebody that just doesn't even have access. I know on the reservations and Navajo Nation, there's a lot of people that don't even have running water at all, and the COVID is really devastating a lot of people, because on the reservations there are a lot of diseases, and people with diabetes and things such as this, that COVID really takes them down. So maybe through our own uh, connection to this element, maybe God can see it fit to bless that water for those people too that might not know or have access to even ask for that kind of healing for themselves. um, okay, so that wasn't I'm going to unmute you guys so you can so you don't have to show your faces or anything. If you're still laying down, I invite you to you can hug your knees into your chest, because that feels really good. And then you can even like move your knees from side to side, um, and then like circle the knees around, and maybe just move the body a little bit, um, and then you can come back, if you haven't, into your body, and really just inviting you to just think to yourself, like, I really have the will and the want to be here right now, to be here in my body, to be on this planet right now, despite everything that's happening. And just invite you to just, to accept it, and just to be where we are right now. If you have some things going on physically, just allow those things to kind of just present yourself to those things as well. And then you can take one last moment to kind of visualize maybe yourself under a waterfall, or something with the water flowing over you, like in the shower. Maybe even do this the next time you're in the shower. The things that, all of those things that I said, just to be with and accept, the things that you really are looking at and thinking, you know what, I don't want those things in my life. Like, I don't want the migraines, or the hip, pain, or the knee. Just, it might not all heal right away, but we can use the water over time to kind of just like with the waning moon, use that energy in the shower and just let it kind of wash away those things that, especially our old, the unhealthy thoughts, the negative thoughts towards ourselves, and stress and worry and all those other things. You can, um, I don't, we can't all like run out to the spa right now and have a water treatment. So just have to kind of use what we can. And, there's nothing like a nice, good shower. So just kind of, think about how, we use water all day long. We use it to cook with, we drink it, we cook with it, we bathe with it. So I'm just inviting you to try to become more aware of it as we're utilizing it. So, for boiling some pasta, just have the curiosity and the wonder and the awe of, water changes with heat, just something so simple like that we teach our first, second, third graders, the water cycle. Um, and then just invite that curiosity and awe and wonder to turn into gratitude. And and then, that water is enabling us to cook the pasta, which then turns into our medicine or our food that we're taking in to keep us alive. So not only is the water cleansing us and hydrating us, but it's enabling us to get the nutrients that we need as well. And if you're out watering the garden, or your plants or your seedlings, just every time you're using it or utilizing it rather, um, if we can just take a few breaths of like, wow, this is a really, water truly is life. And I feel like, the water will find its way to help you, aid you as well. So, all right, ladies, I think that's all she wrote for this one. I'm gonna I'm gonna unmute you. I love you all so much. So nice to see you. I'm gonna do a Mother's Day thing Sunday. You guys are all welcome. It's not gonna be an element. It's just gonna be like, if anybody wants to come, you can bring a poem for your mom, and it's just gonna be like, to honor our moms and to honor the divine feminine. And if not, the next one of these types of meditations will be, next Wednesday at 8.
Okay.
Thing. All
Super.
right.
Thank you. Love you. Have a great week.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Thank you, Sherry.
Bye, Lenore.
Thank
Good night.
All right, good night.
Good night.